Hi, and welcome to my channel. Here, we cover the key moments of every NXT episode for your convenience. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So, the show instantly kicked off with a bang, and we started with the number one contendership Battle Royal. And what everybody's going to talk about in this episode of NXT is we got Joe Hendry. But I think they really ruined this moment because he was in there for 30 seconds and they just threw him out. We didn't get a chance to see what he can do. He was just in there, he was thrown out, and the moment was over. It was so anticlimactic. It was quite frankly disappointing, and I don't know what they were thinking. Apparently he's going to be on NXT next week, but I don't have much faith in what they're going to do with him. Now, Frankie Kazarian from TNA was also in there, but he didn't really do much, and he was just a blink and you'll miss it entrant in the Battle Royale. Nothing to take note about. He was just there. We also got a few guys on the main roster: Apollo Crews, Angel, Tyler Bate. They also didn't really do too much. They were just there. The important things to take note of this match was Ethan Page was never really eliminated. The match started and he was thrown out by Oro Mensah, who came out to attack him. I am not sure, but I do believe he was thrown through the middle rope. He was never eliminated, which is something to keep in mind for what comes later. And Javon Evans won the match. Amazing decision. I didn't expect him to win the match. It was a pleasant surprise to this overall disappointing match. Now, I don't know if we will end up getting Trick versus Javon, but it's an exciting match. It's something I would like to see, and I am open to it. I don't think it's going to happen, at least not one-on-one, but still, it's a match to be excited for. Now, backstage, Trick Williams congratulated Javon, but Ethan Page came, he interrupted him. He was like, I didn't get eliminated. That match should be null and void. I should get an opportunity. And Javon was like, well, let's fight in the main event. Me and you one-on-one, and that set up the main event for tonight. And the main event was a pretty good match. I liked the dynamic of Ethan Page constantly going for Javon's hurt ribs. It was a very good match. I liked it. Trick was on commentary, but he didn't do too much there. And after a long and pretty competitive match, Ethan Page won. I was expecting this, especially since Javon already had a match. He does not look weak from this loss at all. But Ethan Page confronted Trick after the match. Ethan wants another match, and while they're outside doing squabbling, Shawn Spears comes into the ring and he attacks Javon. Now Trick tries to save him, but Ethan Page teams up with Shawn Spears and they beat up Trick. Javon ends up coming in for a save and he takes out both Shawn and Ethan Page. But that leaves every man in the ring laying the championship dead set in the center. An amazing shot to end the show. Next, we had a triple threat tag team match. Metaphor, which is represented by Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, versus Jasmine Inks and JC Jane versus the Women's World Champion, Roxanne Perez, teaming up with Lola Vice. And the winners were Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez. Lola Vice should have got the victory. Roxanne Perez tagged herself in, pinned Jakara Jackson, and took the victory for her team. After the match, Roxanne Perez turned on Lola Vice. They were never really friends, but she turned on her. They were a team. She turned on her and left her laying in the ring. This is obviously leading to a match. I personally really hope Lola Vice wins the Women's World Championship. She deserves it. She's been a bright spot in NXT. She's one of the top prospects in NXT right now. And I think putting the Women's Championship on her would be really good for her because I don't think Roxanne Perez is hitting as a champion right now. She needs something else, not the championship. And on this note, we really need the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships back. This match just presented us two top tag teams in the NXT Women's division. And there's obviously a ton more. And there's so many women you can make new tag teams. I think if you have one championship for each division on NXT, it would solidify as the best women's division in the whole wrestling world. Kelani Jordan defends the Women's North American Championship against Michin. This match was pretty predictable. We all knew Kelani Jordan wasn't losing the championship so soon, but at least they did something interesting with the match. Early on, the OC came in to bat Michin up, but later during the match, we got OTM, the two guys from OTM, confronting the OC outside of the ring. This distracted the referee, allowing Jada Parker to push Michin off the top rope and help Kelani Jordan retain the championship. I really like this. This progresses the feud from last week between OTM and the OC. I'm excited to see where this goes, and this was a fine match for the Women's Championship. It wasn't that good, it felt a bit slow, but overall I enjoyed it. It had a good ending, kept everyone looking strong, and progressed all the feuds. Obafemi came to the ring and said how he dominated two men. Pause. Wesley came out and he wanted another shot. Obafemi is obviously frustrated with Wesley constantly getting his business, and he tells him, one last match. If you lose, you never get a shot at this championship again while I am the champion. Wesley accepts, and we will be getting this one-on-one match at Heatwave. I'm excited for it. I don't think Wesley is going to win. I think he's main roster bound very, very soon. And he's not the one to defeat Obafemi. Obafemi still has a long winning streak go. I think he's going to have a Gunther-like winning streak here on NXT. Maybe even carry it over to the main roster. But this is set to be a good match. I'm excited. This story has been built up for a very long time, and I'm excited to see the conclusion. And finally, Ridge Holland gets accepted into Chase University. Riley Osborne isn't there. He's apparently in the UK, but Thea Hale is happy, Duke Hudson is happy, and Andre Chase is happy. And obviously, Ridge Holland is happy too. I really like this. Ridge Holland has been super entertaining over the past few weeks. Everything he's been doing with this Chase U story has really elevated him as a star, and I think this is the best work of his career. Now, Duke Hudson and Andre Chase had a tag team match against the OC, and they beat them with a little cheating from Ridge Holland. Now, Thea Hale nor Andre Chase saw it, but Duke Hudson knows about it, and this is a new wrinkle in this story that I really enjoy. I don't want to see Ridge Holland turn heel and get kicked out, but maybe Riley Osborne was right about him. And this is where I like this. I don't know what's going to happen, and this is really the best story in NXT going on right now, even though it is a bit low-key. As I do on the end of each of these videos, I give the show ranking, and tonight's episode was very disappointing. With all the hype going into tonight's show, they didn't deliver at all. Joe Hendry was just there and he was gone. There was nothing to even take in about it. The show was also very predictable, and it just progressed a few stories, but nothing major happened. It felt like a very weak episode of NXT, and for that I can only give it a 5 out of 10. But I still enjoyed it. Chase U segment was a bright spot. Seeing Kelani on the show is always good. But yeah, the show wasn't very good, unfortunately. I didn't enjoy it. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope I will see you again next week.